Welcome to Sadik IAS Academy. In our MMS, which is Mains Made Symbol, in the continuation of art and architecture, now we are moving to Jain art and architectures. This architectural part is very useful for our prelims as well as mains. Please note that we have already completed and updated Nagara, Dravida, Vesara and Buddhist architecture in our previous videos. Let us begin the Jain architecture with brief introductions. India marked a significant phase of history in the 6th century BC with the beginning of new religious and social movements. It gave rise to Jainism, Buddhism and Yoga. The emergence of Buddhism and Jainism contribute the development of early architectural style in India. Now we are moving to Jain architecture in detail. The Jain temple or terasar is the place of worship for Jains and followers of Jainism. The main objective of this architecture is to maintain, preserve and glorify the culture in India. The Jain architecture is classified based on three architectural features. First one is rock cave temples. Second one is structural temple. Third and finally Jain's icons. Let us explain one by one in the brief manner. The first one is rock cave temples. In the early years, the Jain temples were built adjoining the Buddhist sites and followed the Buddhist rocket style. The Jain monks used these caves as a place of worship and residence. Now we see some important rocket cave temples with their features. First one is Ellora Caves. It is one of the largest rocket Hindu temple cave complex in the world, and it is also one of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites in India. It is located in the state of Maharashtra. It featuring Hinduism, Jainism and Buddhist monuments with artwork dating from 600 to 1000 CE. There are over 100 caves at this site in the Chandari Hills. Out of 100, only 34 caves were open to the public. 17 caves were belongs to Hinduism, 12 caves were belongs to Buddhism and 5 caves were belongs to Jainism. One more important point is all the Jain caves in Ellora belongs to Dihambara sects. See the picture of Dihambara sects. The Yadava rulers who constructed a large number of the Jain caves here. This is the image of Ellora cave discussed so far. Next, we move on to another example, that is Udayagiri and Kandagiri caves. It is formally called Kataka caves or Katak caves. It is located in Bhubaneswar, the state of Odisha. These caves have situated into adjacent hills Udayagiri and Kandagiri. It is mentioned as Kumari Parvada in the Hadikumba inscriptions. It is believed that most of these caves were carved in the region of King Kharavela. These caves partly natural and partly artificial. Third one is Sattanavasal. In our example, it is located in Pudukkottai districts of Tamil Nadu. These Jain caves belongs to 2nd century CE. This Sattanavasal cave, also known as Arivar Kovil, this cave noted for the paintings which have been painted in fresco and secco technique. This is a one type of painting method. There are many mineral color also used here. This is the image of painting so far discussed. Now let us see our second classification, that is structural temple. First we begin with its features. Early Jain temple architecture was mostly rock and bricks that have been partly used. In later years, bricks temples were constructed in a larger scale. At the same time, they also deviate from Hindu and Buddhist style to build on their own. They have a regional variation also. The majority of Jain temples in India consist of 4 core building elements. The first one is the image of chamber. See this image of chamber which will look like Garbhagriha. Next element is hall. See this image of hall, so look like Mandapa. And third element is porch. It is a room or gallery located in the front of a entrance building. See this image of porch. It looks marvelous and fantastic features. An important final element is Underla. See this image of Underla. It is a small vestibule. Here the worshippers can stand and gaze at the icon and rituals. Some of the prominent features of Jain temples are The Jain temples have been noted for the use of rich materials like marble and ornamentations. The domes or shigara on the top are usually smaller than one found in Hindu temples. It has a multiple dome points which reaching towards the sky give a very distinct appearance to Jain temple cities. The Jain temples have numerous pillars having well designed and structurally forming a square-like shape. These squares have formed chambers or chapels which contains image of deity. And also these pillars and roofs of the temples are richly carved and well decorated. These temples were mostly built on platforms or terraces, commonly referred as Jagdi or Vedi. See this image of Jagdi which were discussed so far. Even rock temples have a platform or Jagdi. Jain temples are enclosed by a freestanding high compound wall called as Prakara. See this Prakara. Structurally speaking, a Jain temple is constructed on a square plan with the opening of 4 cardinal directions, each of which could lead to the image of Jain Tirthankaras. See this. This is the outer view of Jain temple. Now we move on to structural temple with a few examples. First one is Tilwara temple. This is otherwise known as Telavada temple. It is a group of temple belongs to Svidambara sect. These were built under the patronage of Solanki rulers. It was built in the pure white marble and adorned with extremely beautiful sculpture. See this image which more attractive. Next we will move on to our second example, that is Ranakpur temple. It is also known as Chaturmukha Darshana Vihara. It's located at Rajasthan. This temple is dedicated to first Jain Tirthankar Rishabhadeva. The temple is designed as Charmukha with 4 faces and all the statues facing one another, which as showed in this image. Light color marble was mainly used in this temple. The temple with the unique domes rises majestically from the slope of a hill. Here all the pillars are differently carved and no 2 pillars are the same. This is the unique features of Ranakpur temple. See, this is the image of Ranakpur temple. Next we will move on to third classification of Jain architecture, that is Jain icons. The Jain icons are world renowned for the use of rich materials such as metals, marbles, stones and etc. And aesthetic beauty is the notable points of Jain icons. The Jain icons have a different sizes from small to large and also different postures from either seated to standing. Normally Jain temples were made nude. Earlier Jain idols do not have any identification mark, but later here idols are adorned by identification marks. See this picture which shows the different identification marks of Jains. Look at this image. The footprints also have a special place in Jain art. We will see the features with few examples. First example, Saravana Balahala. It is located in Karnataka, located at the peak of Vindhyagiri. There is a 57 feet high monolithic statue of Lord Komadishwara, also known as Lord Bahubali, was erected. This is the image of Komadishwara. It was commissioned by Ramundarya. He was a prime minister of the Ganga king of Mysore. Next our example is Bhavan Gaja. It is located in Madhya Pradesh. It has world largest statue of Lord Adityanath. The idol of Rishabhadeva is made in brown stone in Kayotskara postures. Okay, now we finished Jain art and architecture in very briefly. I hope this video is helpful for our preliminary as well as mains preparation. Stay connected with us for more updates. Thank you.